Today I'm going to teach you how to consume YouTube intentionally. This is an issue that I've had for quite a while. I've been probably addicted to YouTube since whenever I ever started watching it, which probably would have been like 2008/9, and yeah, I watch YouTube all the time. However, I have over the last month been trying to be more intentional with my usage, whether it's basically just watching videos that I want to watch and holding back on just watching stuff that I think I want to watch. So this is going to be broken down into 3 functions. It does require your utilization of your watch later playlist. A lot of people don't use it. A lot of people just use the YouTube homepage as their way of just watching whatever, which is great. However, it doesn't mean that you're actually always watching what you want to watch. You're watching what the algorithm believes you want to watch, and in turn just feeding that algorithm. And what I'm going to show you today is how it will pretty much change the way that your actual algorithm shows you content depending on what you're doing. So for example, the last couple days, I would say I've become a little bit less intentional. I've watched too many videos outside of what I would class as my intentional way of watching videos. And yeah, let's go through though why I'm actually doing this. Just before we do jump into the video though, make sure to come join the Discord if you are interested. We're currently doing a game club. Imagine like a book club, but it's for games. Right now we're doing RDR2, so if you are interested in joining, make sure to come over and join the Discord, the Exiled one's down below, and you gain access to all of those different things with the community. However, there is also another way that you can support the channel as well, which is through Patreon if you are interested. Again, it will be linked down below. You get early access to videos like these and also videos over on the Exiled channel as well. So with that all being said, I'll see you hopefully over there. The main reason for myself is that I find myself just mindlessly watching content. I'll watch a video and then I forget about what it was. And for me, I don't really want to be doing that. Normally I either want to be gaining something out of the video, either some form of entertainment or some form of knowledge. And generally speaking, I want to watch people that I actually enjoy watching, and I want to get to know them as a creator, not just this piece of work that they've put out there. Now, for a lot of people, they've kind of gotten used to the TikTok approach to creators, which is that instead of you having, let's say, 3 or 4 creators that you watch avidly in a certain niche, let's say you're really into Star Wars and you watch 3 different creators. You'll get to know them, you get to know their personalities, what they like, what they don't like, and even get to know them on a little bit of a deeper level as a person. Whereas on TikTok, for example, everything is centered around the niche, and you rarely learn anything about the creators themselves, to the point where most people follow people on TikTok and don't even know who they are. They only know broadly their face. And with that, it means that instead of you having, let's say, 2 to 3 to 4 creators that you actually actively watch and you end up watching creators that you don't know. And this will end up going up to like 15 to 30 different creators around one niche. And it's just because you like Game of Thrones, and instead of you watching 3 creators for that you get to know, you end up watching these 15 to 30 who are just telling you information about Game of Thrones, which is cool. However, it removes the actual creator aspect of, for example, on YouTube. And this is something that the homepage is kind of trying to slowly erode away with the TikTok-ification, I guess is the best way of putting it. The TikTok effect on YouTube. So for myself, I've come up with my own method of how to deal with this, and what it's going to take us to first is going to be the sub box, something that YouTube pretty much wants as gone as possible. Now, the reason why I say that they want it is just removed as much as possible is because they did try to for a while. I remember at one point, I think it was for a couple months, either the sub box was completely gone and you couldn't find it without having to go to like the very bottom of everything, or it was the case that you were just kind of hoping that your sub box would even work. Right now, we're in that stage still where your sub box doesn't really do too much. And this is basically the first bit for me, which is that, let's say you're someone like me who watches YouTube on a pretty much daily basis. You load up YouTube and you end up going through your sub box first. Don't go through your homepage, just go through your sub box. What you're going to want to do from your sub box though is go into the actual creators you watch and find anyone that you want to get rid of. So for myself, for example, I've gotten rid of pretty much every creator that I don't want to watch for now. And for the most part, I don't really watch too many people, I don't sub to too many people that I'm not watching actively. The only closest thing is, let's say, like Smosh Games right now. I haven't been in as much of a Smosh mood recently, However, again, that does change with time. Every now and again, I start to get more interested in certain topics or certain creators a little bit more, and I dive a bit further in. For example, with Smosh, they had a really good series going with... let me try and find it. Yeah, Smosh Dungeons and Dragons, and it was actually really great. It was really good fun to watch. But in particular, you go through that and you start clearing out your sub box. Get rid of the people that you either don't know or the people that you hardly ever watch. You watch them once every 3 months. Remove them. Unless there's someone like Lemino, for example. I believe that's how you pronounce it, Lemino. Or if you're someone like him who uploads once a year, yeah, keep him around. However, it is the case that if you're just watching creators who upload like once a week or every few days and you're not watching their content, unsub from them. They're just ending up making the sub feed even more of an issue for you, even more of a deterrent for you to go on there, because you're just seeing stuff that you're not interested in. Now though, what you want to do is, for example, I've got on here a load of different videos that are loaded up. This is everything that, you know, is in my sub box. What would I be interested in watching? You can see that I've already watched some of them, but it gives you an idea. So I would have put this video in, the Caleb Hammer financial audit, into my watch later, which I believe it probably was already. Wow, it wasn't. Okay. The day in the life of Tico, was this in there? It was. Brilliant. But yeah, those two end up in my watch later. This one here, for example, I believe is also in my watch later. I haven't gotten around to it just yet. I've already seen plenty of videos about Justice League, well, Kill the Justice League video, so don't really have much interest to watch it. The new Cybermen video is not in there yet. It will be the case that eventually, but for example, let's say I add that. I've added these. I've added, let's say, this one here because I'm interested to know Luke's take on Ubisoft as of right now and their upcoming game with Star Wars. And what I end up doing is just cultivating, what do I want to watch? Again, something like this, just about fashion or something like this, by Will Tennyson, I believe his name is pronounced. Makes really good, fun, just gym content. Matt Diavella, same sort of thing. Just go through, add to your watch later who you're interested in watching. Now though, the next bit is going to be focused around the homepage, because I'm not entirely anti the homepage. I don't have an issue with it. I do think that it can end up just feeding you, not necessarily what you want to watch, but what the algorithm believes is something you're interested in, and you may watch like 5 minutes of a video that's like 20 minutes long and you have zero interest in it. So you're just watching it and you're just hoping for the best, when instead you can do this approach, which allows it to be far more intentional. So we go to the homepage. And from this, we've got a few different things just right away. We've got Gaining Zero Elo in Counter-Strike 2 by Jericho. I'll probably add that to my watch later if it's not already in there. Is it already in there? No, it's not. So put it into my watch later. 2024 trends that I'm excited to wear. I'm not necessarily overly interested as of right now, but I do know that I am into watching some of the fashion videos and that sort of thing, so I'm going to add it to my watch later, so I've got it there, remembering that it's there. I already watched a decent chunk of the new Colin Samir show episode, so I'm going to add that to my watch later because I know I want to finish that as well. You've got stuff around the new Vision Pro, how to use Notion, I'm not interested in. Your 2-week Minecraft phase sucks. I don't really care too much about that, as I already know it absolutely sucks. The loneliness epidemic, this is definitely something that I'd be interested in. However, I've already seen quite a lot of stuff around this topic. We then scroll a bit further down. We've got a few different things, not tons of stuff that I'm overly interested in as of right now. And this is one of my points when I'm saying that it doesn't really help you too much. A lot of this right now just isn't something I'm interested in. And by me just kind of cultivating this a little bit more, like something like this, the most legendary missions in games. That actually is something that does sound quite interesting. So I'm going to add that to my watch later. And you just go through, you vet it. This should literally be like maybe 5 minutes at maximum, probably like 2-3 minutes pretty easily to get a good few videos in there. Again, an Olia video, I'll add that into my watch later as well. Which then brings us into the final stage, which is watch later playlist. I'm going to refresh this. So we've got all the new ones and some of them were already in there. And then from here, let's say, normally what I do is I gain about 10 videos, maybe at maximum. And then I just go through them, see if I'm actually interested in them. So I would remove anything that I don't really care too much about. For example, the Dragon's Dogma 2 FPS situation. I don't really care. I've not really seen anything about it. I don't care too much. I'm interested in The Last of Us 2. We then scroll down here. My $50,000 gaming setup. I don't honestly care that much about it. It was a video added in there because I might have been interested in it at the time, but again, it doesn't really matter to me. And a lot of different videos in here where I can just kind of remove them. For example, how to be timeless instead of just trendy. This video here, was one that I started, I thought I would like, and then it was just kind of a bit dead, to be honest, for me anyway. So you end up just kind of skimming away and getting rid of everything that doesn't need to be there. And now you can pretty much start watching YouTube in a way that's way more actually intentional to you. You don't have to sit there and watch YouTube in a way that YouTube is dictating to you. I know that this is a very simple system. This may be a video that doesn't really matter to you, but it may be the case that it doesn't really matter to a lot of people. But for me personally, I want to be someone who is at least a bit more intentional with my time. I don't want to feel like I'm just spending like an hour to 2 hours a day watching content that I don't care about and I don't really gain any value from. And from the videos that I'm going to have in here, I'm going to gain some form of value, whether it's entertainment, information, or just general likability of the creator themselves, and building that up a little bit more. So, like I said, I'm not anti the homepage, I'm just anti the way that YouTube is removing the you in, YouTube. It's removing the whole idea of the creator. It's trying to remove that so that people just get hooked on the idea of watching content that is from anyone, which is great for people who want to create content and want to have more of a wider appeal and just get more views in by just doing anything. It's great. However, for YouTube, what's always been special about it is viewer and creator. Both of those things play a massive role in how people view YouTube as a platform and how they view the creators and the relationships with them. With that all being said though, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and do subscribe for more content. I upload hopefully once a week on this channel. Next week is going to be a gaming video instead of a YouTubey video. I'm going to be making another YouTubey couple videos as well in between at different points. But yeah, next week I'm going to be revisiting Skyrim. So let me know what your thoughts are of Skyrim and I might talk about it in the next one. Maybe. Anyway, with that all being said, I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.